Always have to have a beverage. It's got a nice sound to it. Ooh, listen to that. Yeah. Cheers. Okay. Well, hello. Welcome to the Edgy Minimalist. We are here today with my new little series, Confessions of a Minimalist. I've only done one previous episode so far. These type of videos are what a lot of people like to call podcast format. So it's more about talking than kind of like the visuals. So these are just easy episodes that you can put on, you can watch them, or you can just decide to listen to them. So today's Confessions of a Minimalist is 10 things I declutter regularly. So like the last video, with this, I just want to share my real life things that I declutter on a regular basis and just kind of explain my reasoning. If you are somebody that's looking to take a minimalist approach to your life and you're kind of stumped on where to go next, on what you should be decluttering on a regular basis, then this video might help you out with that. However, I do think it is a subjective thing. It's obviously what works for you in your lifestyle. Maybe there's things you have more of in your house than I do, but ultimately it should spark some sort of inspiration for yourself, hopefully. Otherwise, it'll just be entertaining to hear about the things I get rid of. Okay. So let's get started here. All right, so first one is old makeup or skincare. So maybe some of you wear makeup or skincare or use skincare, maybe not. You know how it can accumulate quite quickly if you're not staying on top of it. I have a lot of makeup that I've purchased in the past and then just over time realize like, yeah, this isn't for me. And then I just stop using it. So it just sits in my drawer or my closet. The annoying thing with makeup and skincare is like, as soon as you start using it, there's no turning back. So it's like, if you decide all of a sudden, yeah, I don't really like this, there's nowhere to go from there. Like you can't return it. So I used to kind of hoard that stuff for the just in case all the time. It was hard for me to let go of those things because, you spend a good amount of money on them. What I found definitely works best for me is I just put it in a box and then I will go to kind of my friends or family and say, is there anything in here that you would want? Because sometimes something that doesn't work for me might work for somebody else. Everybody's got different skin tones. Everybody's got different skin. So you just never know. I'd say most of the time, all of the items get taken. Along with that, kind of getting to know myself a little bit more and my makeup routine and what works for me. Same with skincare. I've gotten a lot better at choosing the makeup and the skincare that I buy. So I've also gotten a lot better about not being so frivolous with the purchases that I make for those things. All right, let's see what we got here. The next thing is toys. Not my toys, my son's toys. So if you didn't know, I have a almost 6-year-old boy, and 2 boys, a Bruin in here, 2 twin boys. So yeah, toys are very much a reality of my life. This is a big question that I actually get a lot from people, especially when they come over to our house. They always ask, where are the toys? How do you actually function with a child and keep this kind of minimalist aesthetic? And the answer to that is that I declutter toys on a regular basis. In the beginning, it was really easy when he was a baby and like a little toddler and didn't really know what was what and was more excited about a box than he was about a truck. So like I could kind of control what was coming in and coming out. So if people asked him like, what do you want for his birthday? I could just say, just get him books or just get him like experiences. The children's museum, the science museum, that type of thing. It was easy. So I was able to kind of moderate it a lot more. But then like when he was 3 years old, things kind of turned on me a bit. And so of course he became more aware of what he wanted. And so birthdays became a little bit more of a toy fiasco. So what we sort of decided to do with that is every time he got new toys, old toys had to go out. The good thing about doing this too, because we started him so young, is it's helping him from the get-go kind of get that concept of the decluttering, of not holding on to things just for the what if. So starting at a young age has been really good for him because he is able to detach himself where he's like, okay, I'm not playing this playing with this anymore. It's not doing any good just sitting here. I'm gonna donate it to a child that actually, you know, needs the toy or doesn't have as many toys as me. And he actually feels really good about that, and it's a good process. Along with that, this isn't really a decluttering thing, but just a quick little side note is we don't actually have any toy storage or toys in our main living space. So my son will keep his toys all up in his bedroom. And then we also have a few drawers or a few little spots down in the basement that he can store some toys as well, because he likes to play in the basement a lot. And he can play on the main level on our main living space. He can bring toys down, but then when he's done playing with them, he has to bring them right back up to his bedroom. So that's how we sort of maintain the toy situation in our house. But I will definitely get into that a little bit more in some other confession videos if that is a topic that people want to hear more on. Okay, so this is an obvious one, clothes. Yeah, if you watch my fashion tutorial channel, you know that this is a regular thing for me. I'd say for sure I do a big annual declutter. Usually I do this in like the new year. It's just when I get that bug to want to declutter. But along with that, I do it usually seasonally. I kind of change out my wardrobe or reorganize my wardrobe every season. And when I do that, I will declutter. I'd say my declutter of clothes is gotten pretty streamlined. I wouldn't say I'm doing these big, massive declutters, because for the most part, my whole mantra is only buying what you love. I'd say for me and my situation, my personal situation, because I have this fashion channel, I am sent quite a bit of clothes. So it's more that kind of stuff that I feel like I'm decluttering on a regular basis, is the stuff that's sent to me, maybe the stuff I'm not as excited about. I'm then, you know, donating or selling just a few pieces that I might get rid of. Sometimes nothing, it just depends. But I do this because, like I speak to on my fashion channel, I like to have my wardrobe organized and, you know, free of noise. Noise being just clothes that I'm not wearing, because it just distracts me from the clothes that I want to wear. And I feel like it makes it a lot less chaotic, because I don't want to start off my day with a chaotic closet. Next thing is utility supplies. Yeah. For utility supplies, I'm more kind of mean just like the obvious things, like your stuff that you keep in the garage, the stuff you keep in the electrical room, laundry room, you know, under the sink, that sort of thing. This is something that I like to do on a regular, and usually, again, it's something I'm doing seasonally, because it's just kind of that, especially in the garage. The garage, I definitely do like a declutter and a reorganization. By doing this, it just keeps my day-to-day spaces, like my functional day-to-day spaces, organized and not overwhelming to be in. When my garage gets, you know, overpacked with just junk and stuff, I hate it. I hate pulling into it. Getting out of the car just makes things a lot less harder to get around and function in your garage. It's just, again, unnecessary frustration if you don't have that, you know, decluttering organization process in play. Okay, files. Yes, I am old school. We still have files. We still file things. I think because my husband and I come from that generation that, yeah, like my dad taught me, you have like a fire safe box and you file all your important documents and certain things in that file, and that's what you do. We don't really go to it that often. It's really just there for, you know, reference, but it is really frustrating when it gets overfilled with just unnecessary, like expired things, or things you don't even have anymore. Like maybe it's like a car you don't even have anymore and you've got all this like information still in there. It is a lot easier these days, I feel like, because everything is so online. You know, I used to like save my bank statements and all sorts, whereas now you have all of that online. So it is a lot easier now. It is a lot more streamlined. So I wouldn't say I do this as often, but I do it on a regular, just meaning consistent. So yeah. Okay. Shoes. So shoes are like a beast of their own, aren't they? If you don't stay on top of shoes, they will take over. So now being a minimalist for quite a few years, you know, I've got to a good place with my shoes where, you know, I've got a pretty good collection that I love, and I'm pretty good about not just bringing in a bunch of stuff. Because I do it on a regular basis, I don't really end up getting rid of that much. It's usually more just like things that I've been gifted and maybe don't necessarily need. Maybe it's kind of a repeat. Oh my gosh, it's so hot that my hair just won't stay up. It just keeps falling flat because it's so hot. It's just like, no, not. Okay, the next one. I might get some hate mail for this one. Artwork. More meaning children's artwork. Yeah, it's great. Like my son is a very creative little boy, very creative mind. He loves crafting, as he calls it, or arting, as he calls it. He loves to create all sorts of things like artwork, different contraptions out of, you know, recycled materials. So he's always creating something. So if I kept everything that he created, my house would look like an episode of Hoarders, for sure. So I have to declutter those things on a regular basis. So he had 1 full year of preschool, and literally they brought home probably 3 different things of artwork every single day. So think about that. I mean, that was a lot of artwork. And as I went, I tried to kind of, you know, just, you know, recycle or throw away some as we went. But I kept like the more important ones. And I just said, okay, we're going to keep these till the end of the year, and then we'll go through them and you can choose to pick the most special ones. By the time I got to the end of the year, I knew that wasn't gonna go down. I mean, he's better at getting rid of his toys than he is his artwork and different little like contraptions and inventions that he creates out of garbage and recycling. I ultimately just had to kind of go through, and I just picked, you know, the ones that I thought were like really special, where I'm like, okay, this would be fun to see when he's like 21 years old and he brings home his girlfriend or boyfriend for the first time, and I want to show them, you know, how artistic he was at 5 years old. You know, that's what I'm gonna keep. So it's just maybe a handful of things that I kept from his school years. And then for like things with his like little inventions or little creations that he makes out of, I absolutely love that imagination and that creativity. But yeah, after a while I was kind of over it, and so I just kind of slowly bring it out to the recycling, you know? And hey, he gave that cardboard a second life for a good minute, you know? So no harm, no foul. And I always take a picture, of course. All right, next one is mail. You'd think at this point in time, we would figure out a better system for mail, for just junk mail, there should be some laws against mail. This isn't even like, I feel like a decluttering thing. This is like a proactive declutter. So now, before we even bring our mail into the house, set it on the recycling bin and just go through it right away and just shove it, put whatever we're not taking into the recycling. The sad thing is that most of the time, it's pretty much a majority of the mail just goes right into the recycling, because it's just that much junk mail, because most of our stuff we've gone paperless with. So really, we shouldn't be getting any mail unless it's like personal mail from somebody that's a family or friend. Okay, expired food. Yes. Luckily gotten to a point where we're way better with our food purchases. We're not as wasteful as we once were. It still happens where you just, either it's in the fridge, you know, you buy stuff, put it in the fridge, gets shuffled amongst the chaos of the fridge, gets pushed back, you forget about it, you buy another one. Like, it's not like our fridge is that big, but it is like a flippin' abyss. Before we got into this rhythm of decluttering our food, I remember our old pantry, it would just be stuffed. And after a while, I'm like, I barely even use anything in this pantry. Like, what is all of this? But I didn't even see it. I didn't even see this craziness, this beast that was our overfilled pantry. When I kind of finally became aware of the fact that this was just chaos that is unnecessary, I remember just doing a full-on clean out, and it was super depressing to me how much food we had wasted over over that time. Like there was rice that we held on to for like 3-4 years. And granted, rice can hold its own for a while, but it does come to a point, you know. But by doing that first big declutter and having that realization of like, holy crud, look at all this stuff that we've wasted, I'd say it's for sure helped us in our food purchases and our ongoing food purchases to make better decisions that really work for us in a better way. But as well as that, it helps with your daily function, because then you don't have this chaotic mess, this chaotic overfilled mess of stuff that you're not even using or will ever use. If it's something that's not expired quite yet, but we're just not using, then it's never been opened. I've had that so many times. Then I also know I can donate it at those food drive times. So that's another great thing to kind of be aware of as well. Okay, so lastly, home decor. Yeah, our house is pretty pared down. If you saw my last week's video on the home tour, yeah, we're pretty refined with our home decor, I'd say. Got rid of a lot of decor and knickknacks and just little piddly things in the beginning when we became minimalist. And I'd say we've maintained that pretty good for the most part. Saying that, even still, I don't know how it happens, I still acquire certain things. Whatever, maybe, or maybe you're like me and have like an obsession with throw blankets. Like, I don't know why I love throw blankets. Maybe just on a yearly regular basis, I go through and kind of refine our home decor. But I think like all the things I'm talking about here today, I'm literally sweating. You guys, can you see how bad I'm sweating? Whew. It is warm in here. Normally I film in the morning. Filming in the evening is not a good choice. Not a good look. Okay, let's get it together here. All right. Bring it home. So most of the things that I talked about here today, what it really comes down to is refining a space and making it more organized and more functional for your day-to-day life. Because when you do declutter on a regular, it helps you not only, you know, maintain that minimalist sort of aesthetic that you're after, but it also makes you very much aware of the things that you're getting rid of, the things that you're technically wasting in a way. Or not wasting, like a lot of the things get a second life, but it then also makes you more mindful for future purchases or future decisions of when you're going to bring something new in. So that's what it really comes down to for all 10 of these things for me. That's what I'm getting after with decluttering these things on a regular basis. So there we go. Those are the 10 things that I declutter regularly. If you don't want to miss out on these episodes, make sure to click that subscribe button as well as the little bell to get notified when I post my new episodes. You have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your day. Stay healthy, stay safe, love and support each other, and we will definitely be chatting soon. Bye.